So you may wonder why I think it's a need to state that Austin Reaves is not an option player. If you don't understand what I mean by option player, what I mean is that Luka is a first option, right? LeBron is a first option, right? In the case of the Lakers, Luka is a 1A, LeBron is a 1B, right? In crunch time, if you need to go to someone, if someone needs to touch the ball, it's going to be Luka and or LeBron James, right? Because they're the first and second option on the team. On Boston, right? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're the option players on that team. Austin Reaves is not an option player. I think a lot of us look at his numbers, look at what he's done often throughout the season. He goes on heaters in which the dude looks unstoppable. But I think we need to understand, especially in this time, at this part of the year, that Austin Reaves is not an option player. When I grew up on the 80s Lakers, so I'm going to use this as an example. On the 80s Lakers, it was Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy. Those were the big three, right? Those were the options. Byron Scott was an all-star at a point in his career. He was an all-star. He was not an option player. Byron Scott was a catch-and-shoot jump shooter, just so damn good that he was an all-star. Dude has the best jump shot I've ever seen in my life. But he was an option player, right? He was an auxiliary player. Austin Reaves, the Lakers were trying to make him be more than that, I think. And again, at this juncture of the year, right, where trades and rumors and the draft and assets that you may use to acquire draft picks, when all of that is relevant, I think we have a tendency to hype up what our players are, right? Just as an example, if it was the end of the game and I had to go to this third or fourth option to get a basket, right? And I say that in quotation marks because, again, I don't necessarily believe that Austin Reaves is an option player. But if I had to go to Austin Reaves or Rui Hachimura, I think I'm taking Rui. I think you're going to get a better shot with Rui. At the end of the clock, if you kick the ball to Austin and he has to shoot something, no, it's not a bad idea. But just because you get kicked the ball, right, like a Steve Kerr or a John Paxson, right, just because you get kicked the ball does not mean that you're an option player. So I think that the Lakers may go into the offseason and overvalue Austin Reaves, right? When, especially in this particular case, the value of the player is what you could get for him, right? It's like the value of anything. The value of what you think is so valuable is really what you could get for it. And I think that's what's going to happen here in this offseason. So I really made this video because I think the Lakers need to concentrate on assessing the value of what they have and being realistic about it. Because when you got LeBron James, you got Luka Doncic, your team has to be great. Period, point blank. If the team is not great, then somebody needs to be looking at the general manager sideways, man. Someone needs to look at management sideways. And if you're not great on the court, you got to be great on paper. And you have to understand what that means to be great on paper. A lot of times I think that the Lakers don't really even understand what that means. But they got to be great on paper, and in order to get there, you're going to have to be realistic about what you are, about what you have, about what your assets are worth. I tell my kids all the time, you could be positive to the point that you're delusional. Don't be delusional. If you're delusional, it's just hurting you. You're just holding yourself back, right? So, props to Rob Pelinka for reaching out to Williams, to Charlotte, in order to get Williams as a center. It's The Lakers are going to have to be proactive in that way in order to get to the point that they are championship contenders. In order for them to be proactive, they're going to have to realize what they got, right? So when it came to Mark Williams, I thought that the Lakers overpaid. I thought that Dalton Connect and that draft pick was too much. I like Mark Williams too. I've had my eye on him for a long time, but I thought they overpaid. Had the trade gone through, I'm not tripping about it, but I thought they overpaid. That's okay. It's okay. You are trying to be proactive. You are trying to do something to help the team. That's okay. Going forward, though, yeah, we'd all like to make sure that we're not that we don't get ripped off, that we win a trade, right? We all want that, right? But you just have to be realistic and unafraid. And if the Lakers are realistic with Austin Reaves, they'll do the right thing with Austin Reaves. But see, this is the other thing about Austin Reaves. Although I don't think he's an option player, I don't think he's any less valuable than many third option players. I think he is more valuable than many third option players. See, a lot of people have a tendency to tier a player's value, right? And really it comes down to, in a broad sense, he's first option, second option, third option, fourth option, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that people explicitly use those terms. I'm saying that that's how they look at the player, right? First option, second option, third option, fourth option, and then you got a bunch of guys who just aren't anything, right? They just play. Well, I would argue Alex Caruso is the third or fourth most valuable player on Oklahoma City's team. And I've been watching him these playoffs, especially in the Western Conference Finals and on. The dude is not an option player. Does he do option player type shit? Oh, absolutely. In spots especially. Right? But he's a Swiss Army knife, as valuable as any third option. Maybe as valuable as what's a tall white kid on Oklahoma City? I can never remember his name. Chet Holmgren. He may be as valuable as Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren is a third option. Alex Caruso is not. It's not an insult, right? It's just what it is. But see, you have teams in the NBA who don't need a third or fourth option. And I bring this up because, look, I believe for a long time, the Houston Rockets are going to be the team that if the Lakers make a trade with someone, it's going to be Houston because, in my opinion, damn, now I can't even remember what his name is. Yeah, I'm sorry. In my opinion, Austin Reaves is what Houston needs, right? Houston, they have a first, second, and third option. And I believe Jabari Smith will grow into the third option role. I love that guy. I love his game. But Amen Thompson, Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith, they got all that. They got the first, second, third option. They need utility guys. They need Austin Reaves. They have Van Fleet. Steven Adams is a great role player to fill out what that team needs. I don't know what happens with him, but if I was him, I'd try to finish my career in Houston because they got a role for him, they got a place for him, and it should be comfortable for him. He should stay there. Yeah, would I like the Lakers to have him? Yes, but not at this juncture, and not in the role that I think the Lakers are trying to place him in. I think that the Lakers need to be proactive in other ways, and their primary trade piece is Austin Reaves, and the primary trade partner, in my opinion, that I think they're going to covet Austin Reaves as soon as they think about it just a little bit, right? I mean, a backcourt of Amen Thompson and Austin Reaves would be awesome for Houston. It's just what they need. He does everything that he is everything Jalen Green isn't. And I mean, almost just for Austin Reaves, I want to see him go to Houston. Because he's not going to get the opportunities in Los Angeles. Not the way Luka dominates the ball. And if you can't trust JJ Redick to tell Luka to cut that shit out, hey man, stop wasting your time. Stop wasting time and move on. But yeah, I think Austin Reaves is ready-made for a team like Houston. Ready-made to be as valuable as a third or fourth option, but not the third or fourth option. Because he is not an option player. And he needs to go to a team or an organization that understands that. See, in Los Angeles, I think we kept trying to make him an option player. What comes along when you try to make someone an option player? Right? It means that you're reliant on their production in a way that you're not reliant on the production of an Alex Caruso, of a Lou Dort, of a Drew Holiday, right? Of a Derek White. You see, those players, and on other teams, yeah, you could put them in an option spot if you want, but they don't need to be option players. So you're not really reliant on their scoring. You're reliant on everything else that they do, right? Everything Alex Caruso does. Man, if he got you 3 points or if he got you 15 points, you're not really going to notice. He does so much out there. Right? And I think Austin Reaves is more like that. He's not really the defender or the he's a hustle dude. It's just that his game is much more than just scoring, right? And he's more of an opportunistic type of player. I'll put it like that. He's more of an opportunistic type of player. And when you have three guys who are all options, if not in their numbers and in their game, maybe it's just in their personality. When you got three guys who are options, you need an opportunistic player, right? You need a Dennis Rodman. He wasn't an option player, but he was as important as any option player, right? And I think that's what the Lakers need to assess, what they need to get right about Austin Reaves and who Austin Reaves is, and then go into the offseason with that in mind. If you do that, you will find the right trade partner and you will get the most value out of Austin Reaves is possible. And that's all we could ask for, right? I think Austin Reaves is gone. I do. He's just a victim of bad timing, y'all. Just a victim of bad timing. I think he's gone, and I just question what the Lakers get for him. If the Lakers are hunting for one of these mini centers I hear them talking about, I think we're in trouble. Right? When I say them, I'm talking about the talking heads. Trevor Lane, the Kamenetsky brothers, as it stands, I'm talking about all of them. Right? The names they bring up are names that encourage you to watch. I don't think they're very realistic. One, and two, I don't think it's very wise. I don't necessarily think that we should trade Austin Reaves for a center. I think that there are centers out there that are waiting to get picked up, that would do just fine, to do very well with us. It's just that the Lakers are always in a search for a big name type of mode. Search for the big splash type of mode. Right? And the league has moved so far away from that mentality is going to get you left behind. So anyway, that's how I feel. Austin Reaves, he's not an option player, even though we may look at him as such, and his numbers may say such. He is not that. He's an opportunistic type player. And the closer we get to assessing who he is and his value, the closer we get to doing that correctly, the better we'll do in the offseason regarding what we get back for him in trade. All right, y'all, this is Pure Uncut Lakers. Please like and subscribe, and I'll hit you next time.